want a high-paying job? I don't know anybody's going to say no to that. Well, you might want to get into the tech workforce. A recent survey by Glassdoor found that 13 of the 25 highest-paying jobs in America are in technology. Not a shocker. Jobs like data architect, software architect, and engineering manager all made the list, and all topped out with salaries over $100K. The highest-paying gigs, though, went to those in the healthcare field, like physicians and pharmacists. A lot of education for those couple of jobs there. Well, speaking of jobs, it turns out it's hard to keep people hard to keep people in those jobs. A recent survey found that nearly a third of workers have left a job within the first 90 days, and 82% of those asked said they would be open to leaving for a new opportunity. HR and recruitment expert Tiffany Kuehl with Versique is here to tell us how both people looking for jobs and people trying to hire can actually be successful at this. Why would somebody leave in the first 90 days?
Well, in my opinion, in my experience, it comes down to a couple of things. One being the recruitment and selection process isn't well defined, or there are flaws in the process. Hiring leaders aren't asking the right questions to get the right information to determine, one, if that person has the skills and abilities to effectively do the job, and two, if they have the right traits and characteristics that go along with that organization's environment. And then the second thing is, once they are hired, no one takes the time to orient and onboard them and get them acclimated to the environment and the organization. What are the norms, where to find things? Sometimes people even show up and their desk isn't ready, their computer isn't set up, they've got no phone. So that leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. So they're not familiar with where to go to get answers or where to get information. So they don't feel welcomed.
Right. So what can employers do then to try to retain workers?
One of the very first things an employer can do is identify their employee value proposition. So what is their culture? What do they have to offer? What makes them unique as an employer? How do they stand out? Then hiring managers need to be able to clearly articulate that as they're going through their selection process. And then on the candidate side, we as candidates, when we are candidates, need to identify what our pros and cons are, and do they align with what that organization has to offer.
So in other words, interview the company that you're interviewing for, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Find out if they have what you're looking for. If you as a candidate are very, very passionate about giving back to the community, make sure that your employer supports that, whether it's through vacation time or they have charitable organizations that they partner with.
So it's a matter of having the employer and the employee have met expectations,
Absolutely.
right? So you're not off. You know, if someone's off, then someone's going to be unhappy.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wonderful advice. We really appreciate it, Tiffany. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
We're going to have all this information posted on our 4 p.m. show page, of course, on KARE11.com. Coming up next.